why would you stop eating normal food? That's a really good question. I've been following Future Food IO for quite a while, and he did a fascinating experiment where he just lived on meal replacement shakes for a year. A year, that's a really long time to not eat anything. I've been sort of captivated by this idea, and I've been trying out some of these shakes on and off, not completely replacing all my food, but having them instead of breakfast or instead of lunch, times when they would sort of naturally fit into my schedule, and I probably just have a sandwich for lunch or something really unhealthy instead. So I've kind of latched onto this idea, and it's been in the back of my mind for a while of, why don't I try this, why don't I try and dive into this a bit more. So this month, well, not this month, for May, I've decided that I'm going to go 100% Future Food for the month of May. I've actually started a couple of days early, so today's my first day, and it is the 29th of April. The reason I've started a couple of days early is because it's always easier to start things on a Monday. So it's Monday today, so this will be my first day 100% shakes. Depending how I get on, I might try some of the complete food bars as well, because I may need to just like chew on something, so we'll see how that goes. But the focus is going to be on the Future Food, the complete food shakes. This raises a couple of really interesting questions. So for me, I sit with my wife in the evenings and we have dinner together. Yes, we do end up watching telly sometimes, most of the time, but it is still a social thing where we sit and eat together. So what's going to happen there? Is that going to be weird? What about when I visit friends or family, or I go out with friends for dinner? How am I going to deal with those situations? My family, they're not going to get this whole idea. They're going to think it's really weird. I've got a weekend where I'm going to go and see them soon, next month or in May. How they're going to react, that's going to be interesting to deal with those conversations and deal with that kind of those kinds of issues. I'll definitely be putting stuff on my Instagram stories and Instagram posts, so that's probably the best place to follow along if you're interested. So it's the end of day one. A couple of quick thoughts to summarise the day. The first one, I guess, is to point out, and this is quite important, that I'm really not hungry. I thought I would be hungry, I thought I'd be hankering after food, and I think that I don't feel hungry, but psychologically I feel like I want to eat, a piece of toast or something. But I think that's just habitual. I don't think I'm actually hungry, I don't think I actually want anything to eat. I feel quite full, quite satisfied. So that's point number one. Point number two, I've realised all of the shakes that I have at the moment are all sweet in flavour. They might not be overly sweet, but they're all on the sweet side. There's nothing savoury, and I think that's going to be a real problem. So I've reached out to a couple of other suppliers of different products which appear to have a bit more of a savoury flavour, or at least a neutral flavour that I can add savoury to. So like a neutral manna powder that I can put peanut butter in or something to give it a sort of less sweet flavour. So I think I'll try that out tomorrow, and also tomorrow morning I'm going to try mixing Soylent so the original Soylent shake, the original Soylent liquid, ready to drink, in with some coffee, and see how that goes in the morning. So, end of day one, feeling pretty good. See you tomorrow. Okay, so it's day 2 of 1 month liquid diet, or 1 month complete food diet. I think after yesterday I started thinking about how to have foods that weren't so sweet. So a lot of the shakes and things that I've got at the moment are very sweet. The new manna flavours, they're all quite sweet, especially the chocolatey one is really sweet. The vitamin food shakes are definitely really sweet. So this morning I had original Soylent and with coffee in it, so that obviously makes it much less sweet. So that was quite nice, but it wasn't savoury. You know, there's still nothing at the moment that's savoury. So I've ordered some unflavoured, unsweetened Plenty Shake, so I'm hoping that'll arrive by the end of the week, and some Powder Matter, which is a brand that I read about on Twitter, I think, and that's quinoa and nuts. It uses quinoa and nuts as a base, so I think that's going to be interesting in terms of a flavour profile, because I think that would not be as sweet. I've been using MyFitnessPal to track the calories and generally what I've been eating, and the calories and the nutritional profile of the stuff that I'm eating. What's become really obvious quite quickly is that I'm struggling to hit the calorie requirements for a day. Yeah, 2,500 calories at least, and I'm hitting at the moment about 1,500, so I'm going to have to eat a lot more. The problem with that is, and I think I said this yesterday, I'm not really feeling hungry, like properly hungry. I am feeling that I want some other flavours. I find myself thinking, oh, you know, I'd quite like something to chew on, and ironically, I'm really missing peanut butter on toast. So I think I'm going to need to either extend the period of time that I'm eating, so that I've just basically got a shake on the go the whole time, or think of another way of doing it, maybe using bigger drinks for each meal. I don't know, but I need to up the amount of calories that I'm taking or having. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. This is day 3 of my 1 liquid month. Feeling quite positive still today. I've got a really sore throat though, so you might be able to hear that on the video. I don't think that's related to the diet. I think it's just a cold. I was really pleased that I got a delivery of the original manna today, so that's really nice. It tastes a bit sweeter than I remember, and I was quite looking forward to the neutral flavour. I'm looking forward to trying it with coffee tomorrow, but I'm still really hankering after a savoury flavour. Everything I've had for the last 3 days has had some sort of sweetness to it. It might be very slight, or it might be quite substantially sweet, but it's all quite sweet, so I'm really hankering for for some savoury flavours. Today I tried a new brand, Solo, which was very nice for what it was. It was a vanilla version. It definitely was vanilla. It wasn't a neutral flavour, but it really tasted like a vanilla milkshake. And after I'd finished it, like a good sort of half an hour after I'd finished it, I really felt like I'd been drinking a big milkshake, which is weird because I didn't mix it with milk. I just mixed it with water. So I imagine mixing it with milk would make it even more, give it even more of that sort of texture, and quite thick and quite foamy texture. It was nice, but again it's very sweet. I've been mixing in the 4 Sigmatic mushroom coffees in the morning, and that's been really nice. It sort of is a bit of a smoother flavour. But anyway, yeah, that's day 3. So I'll see you tomorrow. Hello. So this is day 4 of my 1 month liquid diet. Today went really well. It's the first day of the challenge that I've actually hit my calorie target. According to Google Fit, I haven't done a huge amount of exercise today, so that's probably why I've managed to hit my required calorie intake. I feel pretty good. To be honest, I have started to feel a little bit like I want to eat something, like I want to chew something. So that's to be expected though, because just having shakes or drinks almost for an entire week, that's just going to be normal, isn't it? You're going to want to actually chew on something, actually eat something. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. Quite excited today because my Jimmy Joy Plenty shakes arrived, so I'm quite looking forward to trying those out. So I might do a bit of an unboxing video tomorrow of those and test out their new flavours. I know that I've got a unsweetened, unflavoured one in there as well, so I'm quite looking forward to tasting that. Hopefully the unsweetened really means unsweetened and it's not going to be sweet, because I think I've said this every single evening. What I'm struggling with most at the moment is the sweetness of the shakes. The neutral manna arrived yesterday and I had some of that, or the day before yesterday, I had some of that today, and that's really much nicer. Hasn't got the sort of sweet edge to things, but still not ideal. I know that I'm waiting for a delivery of powder matter, and that's nut based, so I'm hoping that's going to be quite savoury. But again, yeah, I'll do an unboxing and a review of all of these products as and when I get the chance, so they'll be up on the channel. I think I've perfected my bulletproof coffee, my Soylent based bulletproof coffee. I'm really quite excited about that. The only problem is in the UK you can't get Soylent directly. Soylent shipped through Amazon, which is a bit of a problem for me because I'm sort of boycotting Amazon at the moment. Lots of sort of political reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into in this video, but yeah, I need to think about a way around that. Because I'm nearly running out of Soylent. I've only got 5 bottles left, I think, and they've also just introduced the powder in the UK, so I'd be quite keen to try that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Weight wise is interesting. My weight's been fluctuating every day, so I've been weighing myself every morning and the weight's been going up and down, and I think that's to do with my scales more than anything else. I can't think that my weight is actually being that dramatically affected every day, but I'll obviously put all that information up as well when I summarise the blog. So I think the plan at the moment is to do this weekly, so I'm recording these every evening. I'll put them all together and publish them on a weekly basis, so you can follow along if you want to. So I'll put all the information about my
my MyFitnessPal food diet stuff, so I'll put all that on there. I'm also going to try and do a calculation of how much I've spent in theory, because obviously you buy all these things in bulk beforehand, but most of the powders give you a per meal value, so it's like $1 or $3, $1 to $3 for most of them per meal. So I'll try and add up what that would be cost-wise. And obviously I'll put all my weight information in that video as well. The other thing that I've noticed, I think particularly today, I realised that because I'm not snacking on anything, I'm not buying any snack foods, the temptation when I'm out and about to just, buy a sausage roll or a vegan sausage roll or a packet of crisps or something is just completely not there, because I'm not eating those things, and as a result of that I haven't spent any money this week, in a roundabout sort of way I'll be saving money, but at the end of the month I'll have to put all that together and work out whether I have actually saved any money when you take into account the cost of all of the complete food products and the shipping and everything. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather the last couple of days. I don't think that's related to the diet. I think that's just that my wife and daughter have both been ill and it's finally got around to getting me. Maybe I'm not feeling as hungry, and maybe that's disguised the fact that I'm not feeling hungry. Maybe if I was feeling 100%, I would be feeling hungry despite eating the shakes. But we'll see. Hopefully I'll get better soon. Cool. Anyway, I think that's going to round it up for today. So yeah, see you tomorrow. It's day 5. Today is quite exciting. Opened my Jimmy Joy Plenty Shakes delivery and tried out those. I was quite impressed with the mango flavour, how mango-y it is. Also how they've managed to not have it too sweet. I was a bit disappointed with the vanilla flavour, because that is quite sweet, but what do you expect from vanilla? I've saved the neutral flavour to try out tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. But I also tried out the caffeine or the coffee flavoured one, which has got caffeine in it, and that was quite nice, although it reminded me a bit of instant coffee, but what do you expect? It's going to be that sort of flavour. So I think I had artificially kind of high hopes from some of the smoothies that I've been making, putting my own coffee in. I expected it to be more like that, and it was more like an instant coffee flavour, but realistically that's what it's going to be like. I like the fact that it wasn't an overpowering coffee flavour, it was a much more subtle coffee flavour, and I'm quite liking that at the moment about these shakes, is the subtlety of the Plenty Shakes, the flavour. They've got a nice base and they're adding a little bit of flavour, rather than with the vitamin food, for example, it's really sweet and it's really strong flavour right away. There's no getting away from it, whereas this is quite a nice base, quite a steady neutral base, and then they've added some flavours on. So I'm looking forward to trying the neutral flavour tomorrow. So today's probably the first time that I've really missed eating a meal. So usually I'd sit down with my wife in the evenings and we'd have a meal together, maybe watch a bit of telly together. And it's been a week now and we haven't really been able to do that, or we haven't done that together. And I've really noticed today, and I think a little bit yesterday, but a lot more today, I really wanted something to eat, some actual food, and she made herself a lovely dinner. Yeah, I really starting to feel that, starting to miss the actual act of sitting down and eating a meal, not to mention the food itself. But I think that's partly due to the desire for some sort of savoury flavour in my life at the moment, because it's been 5 days now and I haven't had a non-sweet meal. They've all had a slight, even if it's a slight twinge there, it's a slight bit of sweetness. So I'm waiting for a savoury meal, really. The other thing that I've noticed, today the snacking urge came back quite a lot, so I was sort of looking in the cupboards and going into the kitchen and opening the cupboards and just looking through for something to snack on, which I haven't done all week actually. So it's the first time that's really properly happened. But the main thing that I realised today is that I haven't had a hot meal for a week, because all of my meals have been shakes which have been cold. So I've been having tea and coffee, which obviously, you know, that's hot, but I haven't sat down and had a hot meal. So that feels a bit weird now that I'm thinking about it, and it becomes more obvious now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, it's the weekend tomorrow, so it's bank holiday weekend in the UK. So I wonder what excitement that will bring. Okay, cool. Catch you later. So it's Saturday evening, it's day 6. I think things have changed a little bit today. Something's different anyway. I have been feeling a little bit under the weather for the last few days, certainly since Thursday. I think that's contributed to a general sort of downward trend in the mood and the enthusiasm for the whole project. But today that really turned round. I think partly it's because I'm feeling better, much better, but also because I think this morning I went out and I got up and I thought, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to feel this way anymore, I've got to switch up the attitude, change the way I was thinking about it, and decided that I was going to feel healthy and be healthier. So I did a bit of yoga this morning, went out into the garden, got a load of gardening done, which my dad will be pleased to hear about. Really cleaned things up. I really feel like I've sort of made a dent on the garden. The garden's been one of these things that's been hanging over me, sort of always hangs over me. So I made good progress with that, and obviously I feel better. And this afternoon took my daughter out to the park and we went, played and ran around and sort of just had a really good time outside, out in nature. And because I wasn't feeling very well on Friday, I didn't leave the house. So I think that that damaged my mood and I fell sort of down a little bit. But feeling back up now, feeling really enthusiastic and positive again, so that's great. I've also really discovered that I like the Soylent flavour, the original. I think it's because it's really plain and neutral, and a lot of the other ones that I've been having, as I have endlessly complained about, are quite sweet. So this one's much more level and balanced, and I really like that. I think I mentioned this already. The problem with Soylent in the UK at least is that it's available through Amazon, and I'm not really buying things from Amazon at the moment, so I'm not really sure what to do about that. I think I've got about 4 bottles left. Tomorrow, definitely going to try tomorrow, I'm going to try the neutral flavour, not vanilla, neutral Jimmy Joy, so I'm quite looking forward to that. A little bit disappointed to note on their social media that they've stopped doing the big bag of the neutral flavour, which I'm a little bit sad about because there don't seem to be that many servings in the smaller bags, and if I really do like it I might be ordering some more of that one. So anyway, we'll wait and see. What else? Again, I managed to hit my calorie count for today, and that's a combination of having 3 quite heavy shakes each day and also having Soylent in between those meals. Is the only way I can seem to bring up the calorie count to the right number of calories. Although I had noticed for the last few days I haven't been including things like milk that I have in my coffee in my calculations for the number of calories, and that does make a difference. Not a huge difference, but it does make a little bit of a difference. So I might be miscalculating those anyway. Oh, just going back to the mood thing, this morning I did some yoga and I sat in a conservatory with my daughter and we sat and watched a squirrel play in the garden and eat bread and things for ages. And that obviously sounds like a really simple, silly thing, but obviously I think that helps improve my mood, and spending some time with her today has really helped lift my spirits. So that's good. I'm looking forward to, well, it's bank holiday weekend, so I've got 2 more days off, which is nice. But anyway,
That's the end of day 6. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Alright, so it's Sunday night. That means it's day 7. So that's 7 days on complete food. That's quite exciting. But overall, I'd say it's been quite successful. I've been editing together the footage from these evening catch-ups. So hopefully I'll have something up and published next week. So that'll give you a rounded picture of what's been happening this week. But just as a really quick summary, all of the shakes that I've been having are far too sweet. Even the ones that are very mildly sweet, what's happened, or what I've noticed, is that they've all got a slightly sweet flavour texture to them. And that's fine if you're having them to replace 1 or 2 meals. So before I did this little experiment, I was having them for breakfast and maybe lunch, and then having a proper dinner. What I found is not having that dinner meal in the evening, means that I'm not really getting any savoury food. You know, obviously I'm drinking coffee and tea and things like that, which aren't that sweet. But I'm really hankering after some savoury flavours. So that's my summary for this week. I've been struggling with that, sort of really noticed it at the beginning of the week, and then it peaked on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. For some reason I've really started enjoying the shakes again, the flavours. I'm keeping this quite a brief update because I've culminated all the videos together from the last 6-7 evenings, and it's about half an hour, so that seems quite long. So I just want to keep these updates short and sweet. Don't think there's anything else to say really. So I think that rounds everything off for this week. Quite excited to see what next week brings. Don't think I've got any major changes next week except for the powder matter delivery, which I'm quite looking forward to. Haven't ordered anything else shake wise, so I wonder if I can get through next week without spending any money. That'd be an interesting little experiment. So anyway, I will catch you tomorrow.
My Android Wear watch. If I had £1 for every time I said every time, every day, it's day 1, it's day 2, it's day 6.
Hey Google, switch on the living room lights.
You got it. Turning 3 lights on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just going to do that outro again.